Hi guys, Nikki with iBelieve. Whew, I am like quickly cleaning my house before I have small group. I just got home from church and all of my kids just got picked up by my parents who watch them for my husband and I as we lead a small group on Sunday afternoons. And then hopefully it will end just about 15-20 minutes before my dad brings my kids home, plus our two neighbor kids that are basically like an extension of my family right now, and we'll get some peace and quiet. So in the middle of my cleaning, I had like this really cool revelation, and it hit me that I hadn't shared this with you guys, and I really want to. So a couple of weeks ago, my women's group at church was doing a study on 1st and 2nd Kings, and we were learning about King Solomon. And King Solomon actually was told by God, hey, you cannot marry foreign wives. And what did King Solomon do? He actually he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And even though he was the wisest king, that disobedience actually led to his demise, and furthermore led to the division of God's nation. So in the end of that chapter, Lisa Turkhurst asked a question about who we were putting our trust in. Was all of our heart trusting God for the promises he gave us, or was only partially some of it, like Solomon? So Solomon found satisfaction in the Lord, but his partial heart was finding satisfaction in his wives. So as I prayed and I sought the Lord out, I was extremely convicted, because a couple years ago, the Lord told me, I'm going to use your voice, Nikki, and it's time for you to rise up. I'm going to use your voice and you will heal many. And he spoke Isaiah 61 over me after I had walked through one of the most difficult moments in my life of crisis counseling and trauma through something that happened to me when I was 13 years old. When I was 13 years old, I was raped, and my idea of healing from that was to avoid it and act like it didn't happen for over 20 years. And God finally told me, hey, it's time to rise up, Nikki, and it's time to use your voice. But I had to do a lot of healing before that happened. So as I was praying through King Solomon and asking the Lord to search my heart, he revealed that I actually wasn't fully trusting him and his promises. So I had a manuscript, a book that I wrote about my personal healing journey, a nonfiction about all of the struggles and all of the heartache that went into my transformation. And the Lord basically said, I don't want you pursuing that anymore. It revealed that I had a mixture in my heart. When God made a promise that he was going to use me to heal others, that he was going to use my voice, I believed that because I'm a high capacity individual, well, that must mean that I got to work really hard to make that happen. So I started doing things in my own will, according to what I thought the Lord wanted me to do. And let me just tell you, all that hustle, all that bustle, it felt like I was pushing a boulder up the hill instead of really running into it, running into the wind with that promise, knowing that God was going to be the one that made it come to fruition. I was the one trying to force it on my own time. And there was heartache in that. My heart really broke. It broke for multiple reasons. It broke because I couldn't believe that after years of healing and walking so closely with him, I could lose sight of fully trusting in him. And it broke for a second reason. It broke because there was a promise that I thought I heard him saying, but had turned my heart into a place of division. But God is basically saying, Nikki, I made that promise to you, and it's not going to be on what you can do, and it's not going to be on your capabilities. It's going to be on mine. And I want you to watch what I do. And it's going to be in my timing, but it's going to be better than anything that you could ever do on your own. So if you're in a place right now where you're just holding tight to God's promises and you're wondering, Lord, where are you on this? search your heart with him and say, Lord, is there anything in me like there was in King Solomon that I'm not fully trusting in you, and let him reveal it. Because that conviction is going to lead to a refreshingness, a revealing of more of him. And now, since letting go of that, God is really showing me how when I hang tight to him and I trust him in the journey of his promises, it doesn't feel like I'm pushing a boulder up the hill. It really feels like I'm running into the wind with everything that he's doing. And I'm so much more grateful. My perspective has completely shifted. And I hope that blesses someone today.